Hey folks, welcome back to Pokemon White version 2. In the last episode, we came back from Flossie Village with our new teammate Orion the Riolu in tow. And today's episode, we are going to take on the gym in our hometown. Now you'll notice that I did pick up Riolu, and I said it was for a specific reason. That reason being that the first gym is normal type, which is very, very rare for a Pokemon game to have a normal type gym. I think the only ones we really had were Whitney in Gold, Silver, Crystal 2nd generation. And that was tough. But this is the first gym in a new generation. So, I mean, it can't be all bad. But that blue hair looks kind of familiar. I feel like I've seen, oh yeah, we get a fresh water for each of these gyms. That's also pretty cool, but that's beside the point. That blue hair, I've seen it before. Totally not a Patrat. Oh, I think that's Cheren. Cheren. We'll go with Cheren. From the first from the first game, Black and White. The main character's rival. This is interesting. He's the gym leader. So, like I said, this is a normal type gym, and I brought Riolu along for the sheer fact that he gets a move called Force Palm really early on. And I don't know if he has it by level 11, I forget. But once he gets it, he is a force to be reckoned with. He also gets the fighting type move Counter, which is your opponent you go last, but if your opponent makes a physical attack on you, you return it with 2 times power. So as you can see here, I'm hoping that the enemy will attack me, but it just wants to use Leer, which in hindsight was very dumb on my part because it got 2 defense drops in before I even got an attack in, and oh, will it hurt. That Patrat, man. Those things are just, they stare at you. But we get a lot of experience. His second Pokemon for this youngster, Pedro, is a Lillipup. Now, one thing I want to quick bring up is that there's 2 normal type HM slaves in this generation. There is Patrat, which can use Cut, Strength, Rock Smash, Surf. I don't know if he can use Surf, but he can use most of the HMs except for Fly and Waterfall. Oh, and there goes Orion. But Lillipup can also learn most of the HMs. So if we had to go back and think, what is the Rattata of this generation? Obviously it's Patrat because, well, Patrat is a rat. But it's funny because you can also catch Rattata in Black and White 2. But if I had to pick an HM slave for Black and White 2, I would say Lillipup definitely has the market cornered on HM slaves. Like, it is clearly the HM slave of the generations. I don't really know why I switched Tepig and Orion around, but quick off-screen healing, and we come back to challenge Lass, the second to last trainer of this area. I say second to last because I count gym leaders as trainers. Now you can obviously guess what her strategy is going to be. The last guy used a Patrat and a Lillipup. She's already started with a Lillipup, so I give you 2 guesses. I give you 3 guesses as to what her next Pokemon is, and the first 2 don't count. Obviously, I forgot to switch back here, so Tepig is going to get some experience. You know, it's probably for the best considering we won't use him very much. I do feel bad about that. At the point in the game where I'm at, he would have been nice to have. But, you know, for this is more of a challenge for myself to not use the starter and to kind of branch out and use some more Pokemon that people wouldn't typically think to use. Whereas Riolu totally doesn't follow that pattern, and I think maybe one other of my Pokemon won't follow that pattern. But most of my team, I like to choose Pokemon that no one ever expects. Back in the days when I played through Heart Gold, Soul Silver for personal use, I used an Ursaring because no one uses Ursaring. No one thinks to use Ursaring ever. They're so amazing. They're just pure normal types that kick so much ass. I'm rambling on now. Anyway, if you guessed Patrat as what her next Pokemon would be, give yourself a pat on the back, because that was easy. Riolu is pretty powerful. It's a pure fighting type, so it gets decently high attack and speed. And so quick attacks were enough to take it down. And with that, we can actually challenge Cheren. Gosh, I want to say Cheren, but it's Cheren. So we can actually challenge him now to our first gym badge, It's funny, you can actually bypass these trainers. They don't aggro on you if you just walk past with the exclamation points. You can just walk up to Cheren and talk to him, but he won't battle you. You actually have to go through the gym trainers, which I think is an interesting thing to do because it forces you to level your Pokemon, regardless of whether you have or not. So Cheren is your neighbor in the first game, Black and White. He and Bianca actually live in the same town as you, which is a different town than where we're at now. And Cheren is more of your rival in a sense that his team is powerful and will counteract yours. Somehow he got the gym leader position and lost his really good team, and now he has to rely on Patrats. Yeah. One thing I will note here is even though Tepig gets Ember, Tepig should be a very physically oriented Pokemon, physical attack, physical defense. So that is why Ember is not doing a crazy insane amount of damage. And one thing leaders like to do in this generation is use a potion when their Pokemon's hit points get down in the red. So, luckily we got Cheren to use his on his Patrat instead of his ace Pokemon, quote unquote, ace Pokemon, because his ace isn't really an ace, I would say. It's just really good for him. And we are going to switch into Patrat for this next Pokemon. Patrat being my let's throw you in there to heal Pokemon. I will never use this Patrat ever again. So we're gonna quickly throw a fresh water at Macho because we're going to need all the help we can get. And if you notice, when the gym leader throws their ace Pokemon out, the music changes to a more dramatic, awesome, super fantastic battle theme. And I think that's really cool. I don't remember if they did that in Black and White. I think they did. But I just think that is the single coolest thing that they have done in this game, aside from sprites that move. That move right there, Work Up, is Cheren's signature move. And obviously the TM you're going to get. And it also could be a problem because it's got 2 workups on it now. And that could easily just KO Riolu in a single hit if it really wanted. So I'm praying that these counters work. And that tackle does a lot of damage, but counter comes through in the end, and it actually gets Lillipup to faint. So, with that, and a level up on Orion's part, which is fantastic, we have beaten our first gym. Pretty solid 4 episodes in. We've already got 1 gym down. You know, I'm going to try and pace it a little bit better for the future, but, you know, this is good. And the badge case for this generation is just pure amazingness. But that is our first gym badge, the plain badge. Oh, I'm sorry, the basic badge. Whitney's the plain badge. They're both just, it's normal types, so what do you expect? And we get TM83 Workup, which is the TM that Cheren's Pokemon used, and it raises our attack and special attack. And in this generation, along with Black and White, TMs can be used infinitely, like HMs can. You can just use them as many times as you want without them breaking, so it's awesome. I also find it really cool that the trainer school is a gym. I think they did that once more in Pokemon Coliseum and XD when they had the Justy, the gym leader, as the pre-gym. And we also get TM27 for return, which as soon as I can I will be teaching Riolu, because Riolu evolves based on happiness, being really happy. TM gets more power through happiness. Do the math. Great little scene right here. We finally get people registered in our X-Transceiver, and Bianca registers Juniper in there too, and hey, we're talking to Juniper right now apparently. Hi, Professor Juniper. Yes, I accepted your Pokedex. I guess you're welcome. No, you can't. Am I... Bianca, you're interrupt... Yeah. I want... Words! I want to speak! Your earrings are funny looking, Professor. You know that? And Bianca, your hat is green. Cheren, where are your glasses? Now that I have been very rude... Yeah, I know the Pokedex is important, and I will enjoy my journey. Damn it. God, I can't get a word in edgewise with that woman. Apparently, we can also call Bianca and Cheren if we want to talk about things. And who should show up at the very end of this episode other than Jake to go challenge the gym leader? We are actually, for once, ahead of a rival that challenges gyms in a video game, or in a Pokemon game. Silver never challenged gyms. Gary was always ahead of us. Wally was always ahead of us. But hey, now I think we stay ahead of our rival in this game the whole time. So, yeah, us. And we also get the C gear, which is just a gimmick. I like having it activated. I mean, I don't really care. I'm on Wi-Fi most of the time. But I will see you guys in the next episode.